So I was away in Spain at the time when I got the call. Come home to some proper devastating news that my mum had passed away. I just remember, like, on our last moments, kind of promising her, like, I'll continue boxing, I'll win you a title. And I haven't really looked back ever since that day, so.
In the white and gold shorts from Luton, Frankie!
My real dream is to become a British champion. That's what I really want. I want them belts on my mantelpiece. Like, I want all the belts on there. I want it looking like a shrine. Like, people will always remember me for being a champion. They won't always remember you for being a millionaire, but they'll always remember you for what you've done. All I want is a legacy. That's what I want, a legacy. To be remembered in this town. To be remembered with my family. And let them know, like, that greatness can be made from the bottom. The graft, and that is the shit thing about boxing. Like, people don't get it. All they see is you fight, but they don't see. He's sacrificing.
We can talk about this though.
Yeah, of course.
We can
for real. Get that shit in there.
Fucking, we're rolling. Yeah, we're rolling. Obviously, we got the boy Frankie Storey with us. He's back in the hot seat.
What's up?
It's the Fight Show 7. I want to say.
Yes.
Might be the Fight Show 7. It's not a proper fight show, just because Mikey's normally dialing some stuff up, but he's away in Gran Canaria, so. He's looking to get more tan than you.
Of course. Costa del High Town. Big up the sunbed shop.
But, obviously Dylan White's pulled out for the adverse finding drugs. Let's be realistic, drugs.
Yeah.
Mexican beef. I don't know. And that's what we're talking about. Obviously, one of your training partners, Tom Ansell, is obviously fighting Campbell Hatton on the card.
Yes.
But yeah, like you're saying, it's put in the work, and now the whole card, we don't know what's happening with the card.
Who knows? Who knows what's going on? I don't know what's going on personally. I don't have a clue. All I know is that I feel sorry for Tom, Harry Armstrong, who's also in our camp as well. I just know they've both been putting in the graft with Tony, and obviously Harry's with Don. Who knows? I don't know what's going on.
Obviously, it's hump day today when the people are watching and listening, but this is a few days before. So hopefully by the time it comes out, we'll know by Wednesday.
We'll know.
We'll know by today. Yeah. When the people are watching this right now, we'll know. But
we could blub it, but I don't actually know. Do you know what I mean? So.
But yeah, I'm hearing loads of names. Chisora, the guy that's fighting Hrgovic, apparently might be fighting AJ. I don't know.
Who knows, man? The heavyweight division at the moment is a bit up in the air.
1 minute, who's fighting Hrgovic? Who's Harry fighting?
So Harry is fighting Fisher. The Bosch crew. What's his name?
He's unbeaten, isn't he?
Fisher. The dad's the Bosch soldier.
I don't know.
He's like La Bosch.
You know about La Bosch? That brother, yeah.
He's with the Chinese.
I can't listen. I'm like, you know what I'm on about. It's all that.
Yeah.
But he's fighting.
That's what I always see him.
Yeah, Fisher. A massive following he's got. He's from Romford, and he's called the Romford Bull. Got a massive following.
The Romford
Bull. Yeah. You know what I'm on about. Yeah.
Another guy, the Northern guy, and he retired like a bit early.
I can't remember.
He was like he's a bit of a weirdo, man. Not weirdo, like he was funny.
that could be a lot of people.
Dave Allen?
Even me.
Dave Allen?
Dave Allen. I think he's still fighting.
Fuck, man.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
Dave Allen.
Why is that so swollen?
Because I got elbowed there on Thursday at football, and I got elbowed there again today, and now it's fucking...
That's weak.
He's way back.
Swollen, yeah.
Yeah, Dave Allen.
Dave Allen.
Fighter, with Fight Zone.
He was something bull as well, wasn't he?
The horny bull. They're all bull. Horny motherfuckers, yeah. But yeah, that's... the Romford Bull is fighting Harry Armstrong from Pug. Yeah. One of them, yeah.
All of that.
All of the bulls, you know what I mean? But,
is he unbeaten as well?
The Irish Bull. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I want to say he's unbeaten.
Yeah, he is unbeaten. I think the Romford Bull's unbeaten. But Harry Armstrong, I would not underestimate him. Like, a real good fighter. Technically, he's up there, I feel. He had a good fight previously on Matchroom against a real good lad, and I wouldn't underestimate
I watched him fight. Who did he fight, man? He fought that black guy. I don't know what his name is.
He's up there. And
the guy was unbeaten. They were both unbeaten.
Yeah,
and he put on a really good display. Yeah, it was on a big show. It was on Boxer. It was on a Boxer show. I feel like Jordan might have been fighting on that same card. I can't remember who the headliner was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked really good.
Really good. Yeah. And he didn't fall short very large distance.
No. It was a good fight. Yeah, he held his own. He got hit with some big shots. And bit down and fucking.
Yeah, for real. Like, Harry's boxing IQ is golden. I feel like. I think he's from Torquay, around that area, and he's been put on some half decent shows. He's had real good 50-50 fights. Some what have been put into draws. But I feel like Harry, he's at that level and he's proven that himself, that he should be on the bigger cards that are televised. So, the heavyweight division at the moment is up in the air. Who knows what the fuck's going on? Do you know what I mean? So, it's anyone's game at the moment.
Pug's a bit of a hotspot at the minute, isn't it? Like, you got Tyson, Tom, Jordan now, Harry.
Yeah, we've got the Fowl brothers in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, do they still box out of there?
They're still there. Yeah, they're still training out of there. We've got Dubois as well.
Yeah, Dubois there now.
We've got a few big heads in there. So
it's a good gym, that's
a good gym, man.
It's a good gym. And to be training alongside them sort of high-profile fighters, you look at them and you think, I'm surrounded by good people, and why can't I get to that level? Because I can. They're right next to you.
You're at that level, man.
Soon.
You are. You just your path's just different. Of course. Your path's just different, but you are there.
I'll say how it is. I've got a hard path. You know what I mean? I haven't been wrapped in no cotton wool. I haven't been given no promotional deal. No big kind of audience platform, should we say? So I have to do this all myself, and when it comes, it comes, and I'll be double grateful for when it does come, because the people that have supported me from the off, for me, I'm happy for it. For when it does come, them people there will be like, fucking, I followed that motherfucker from the beginning.
Yeah,
and that's what I want. I want to give them something. I want to give them something to brag about. That's what I want them to realise. Like, I fucking followed him from the bottom to the top,
and it paid off.
And I'll always remember it. So.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
But if the fight still goes ahead Saturday, how do you think your mate Tom does? Because it's a hard fight.
Listen, I watched Tom against his... I think he boxed for a Southern Area title against Dennis. His name was Dennis, a Polish boy. And I boxed with Dennis over in Portugal for the Alliance team. And Dennis isn't a mug. Like, he had a good amateur background. Mate,
what, you boxed with him? Like, what weight was he?
Yeah, he was a bit heavier than me.
But then you still boxed with each other?
Nah, like as in the same team. Okay, so we went over to Portugal. There was a box cup over there, and Firslty were invited to go. There's Dennis Ladd box for Peacock, but Tom, I think he's come from the unlicensed scene. I think he's come from.
Yeah, he did unlicensed. Someone was
scene.
saying that to me the other day.
Yeah, and he hasn't come from like the.
He hasn't had a massive amateur then, has he?
The traditional route, which people go through the England boxing, maybe Alliance boxing, who knows, from a normal club. He's come from, I think it was No Mercy Gym in Hitchin.
Yeah, Hitchin, yeah.
He's come from that. Now look at where he's at.
Yeah. He's fighting at the O2.
Mate, he's boxing on a fucking AJ undercard.
Like, shows you just hard work and grind.
He said that in like the little mini interview we done. He was like, I was watching I was in the audience at the first AJ Dylan White fight, watching. And I hadn't even turned pro yet, and now I'm fighting on the same card as their second fight. Like, that's
it must be so surreal.
But this is what I want people to know: is like that is what it takes: perseverance and that determination of knowing where you want to go. Like, he hasn't got any amateur background behind him. It's just sheer hard work, perseverance, and belief in his own ability. Like he knows where he wants to go, and Tony has given him that opportunity. He lost in his Southern Area title fight against Dennis. Dennis, in the later rounds showed his worth, but look what's come off it. He showed his worth. Now he's going in against Campbell Hatton.
Yeah, sometimes you can lose and your stock won't drop.
It won't drop. It never drops, yeah.
It just obviously it just depends. I know he got stopped in his last fight as well, but that was against a good guy, man. That guy was he's a good he's like, there's a lot of hype behind that guy.
A big hype, yeah. The peacock guy.
That he fought. Yeah. There's a lot of hype. I can't remember his name, man, but I see it come up on my Instagram. And I went through his thing, and there's a lot of hype behind him.
Of course.
And the last 2 guys he's fought have been unbeaten.
Exactly.
Like, Dennis is unbeaten. I think he might have 1 draw. I don't think he's lost.
Exactly. Sometimes in boxing, it's all about the cojones you've got. Do you know what I mean? Tom's got a big pair of cojones. He hasn't got the amateur background, but sometimes you need a big pair of these, and he showed his worth. So
yeah, well, like you look at the Nate Diaz Jake Paul fight, for instance. Like, Nate Diaz is the only guy who will lose a fight, and you'll still look at him like he's not even lost a fight.
Exactly.
Like, he's there at the end, putting my man in a guillotine.
When did he say that? He said something in the interview, like, I got him. I got him in the 4th, and I got him in the 8th.
He goes, I won the fight. He goes, this is a boxing contest. This ain't a fight. I won the fight. So exactly. But like, he's got cojones. Like, when McGregor's rise to stardom, people fell in love with him because he fought whoever. He didn't care who he fought.
Give a fuck. That's exactly what
Jose
it is.
Aldo's out. Well, I'm number 1. Exactly. So who cares if number 2 and number 3 switch around and fight me because I'm number 1? That was his mentality, and this is what pisses me off about people now when they say McGregor. They're like, he was ducking people. The UFC gave him the easy road. You watch the documentaries about him. Your man. People wouldn't even do that if you were meant to fight Jose Aldo title fight, and then they were like, nah, you've got to now take a wrestler on 10 days notice, and his knee was fucked, but you got to take a wrestler, completely different styles, you've not trained for that. People would have been like, nah.
This is society. This is society. This is what society is built to think.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was growing up, I was watching Floyd Mayweather. Okay, and everyone knows Floyd Mayweather, unbeaten fighter. Cream of the creme, shitloads of money, unbeaten record.
Showman.
And showman, exactly. Entertainer, doesn't give a fucking shit, yeah? Money coming out of his ears. But that's what society makes you think, that you have to be this unbeaten fighter to get to where you want to be. But that is the stereotype of boxing. Like, look at UFC. Look at exactly like you said, McGregor or even Nate Diaz in that sense. Like, they've all been beaten because the best fight the best. Even in boxing. You know yourself, it's a bit two-way sided. People dodge each other. But
sometimes it's timing, isn't it?
The timing, yeah. But UFC, the best fight the best. And I just feel like you can't dodge anyone. That's it. You can't dodge anyone.
Like, there's a lot of padded records in boxing,
yeah.
Like,
but I feel like that's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. That's,
so like that is the way it is. So like, if you're good, you're gonna still be good because that's the way it is. You're just gonna it's gonna take you a longer time to maybe get to where the place should be.
It's all about longevity, like I said in the documentary that we done. It's all about longevity. Like, how long is it gonna take, or how long can you persevere through the shit?
Have you watched the Jake Paul Netflix?
I haven't watched it.
Oh man, watch it. Is it know what it is?
I've heard a lot of good things.
When you watch it, you know what it is? You know when you watch these things, like when McGregor's things come out on Netflix, like when you actually watch him at the start of his boxing thing, like, and to where he's at now, you're like, you know what? This guy's just nothing but hard work. Like, and he don't have to do all that shit.
Yeah.
He could be just doing his filming and doing shit. Like, man's in the gym 6 days a week. Training, healing, training.
Diaz will tell you the same. Like, I work 7 days a week, yeah. Not even just boxing, like just other shit. I'm always doing something else. It's always a 7-day-a-week thing. It's not for someone that wants to be successful, wants to get to some sort of a destination. You cannot have that time to slack. You have to keep persevering towards your end destination. And once you get to that end destination, it's never enough. Human nature, we always want more. You get there and it's like...
But you won't be satisfied. Because you know...
What the fuck? You know what I mean? There's always something else you want to do. You know
I feel like as humans, we just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the destination, we're like, oh yeah, we've already done the journey. That was the enjoyable bit. The shit was enjoyable. And then you get there and you're like... I need something. Oh, that's people. If you can't adapt, you go in a hole.
And this is a real big example of that. So like, I had the last fight against Louis Norman. So that was my 6th professional fight. Stopped him in 2, okay? And great performance. Louis is no mug. Like, he's been in with some real good fighters. He's won an English title.
was trying to win.
You
Trying to win.
You
Yeah.
beat him up.
He was trying to win though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, which is a good thing.
And he came. He came, and I'll be honest, like I said before, like I was pretty fucking nervous. You know what I mean? I thought Tony goes, look, I'm going to put you in with someone he's going to come at you. And I said, look, just line him up, man, and I'm going to fucking give it my best shot. And that's all I can do as a human. As long as I give my 100% and it's pulled off. But I had that fight.
Was it better fighting someone who come at you?
Of course, yeah. Big openings.
Yeah.
Someone with a bit more boxing IQ, technicality, I could kind of work them out. You know, I kind of know that the chess game of, am I going to shoot a shot to the body, come to the head? Are they going to tuck up? And I thought my velocity was a bit too much for him. You saw it yourself, you know. and all respects to Lewis Norman, you know, he gave it his best shot, and I got him out of there in 2 rounds. But Tony said, look, take your time. You got 6 rounds, and I said, listen, my friend, I'm getting him out of there next round. My man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't get paid for overtime.
Not getting paid for overtime. I'm getting him out, and that's what I done. I got out of there, and I think the best thing was seeing this man's reaction on his Snapchat story when I come back to the change room. He was like, giving it out there. So
that's what you want, man.
So a good example of that is, so I had that fight, and it was a big bars. It was great, and the day after, I was straight back in the boxing gym doing the 1-to-1s with the kids, and it was great winning the fight. But I think it was more of a greater experience, me seeing the kids so happy that I come back the next day to train them, and seeing them progress. You know, I've got kids coming in from their first week till their 8th week, and the progression is so big that that's the thing that buzzes me up. Same as you when I take you on the pads. Like,
yeah.
It's because you're helping other people.
Yeah.
And you're showing them a mindset as well.
And
you know what I mean? You're coming to win.
Yeah.
You could happily, some people gone out, you could go and back your business, but no, you're going to come back the next day, learn your craft more and teach your craft to them.
It's all about giving... I never thought I'd be where I'm at today, like 6-0. It was only yesterday I was boxing at fucking Finchley and Farley Hill Boxing Club. It's still in my mind. I'm still where I was when I first started. It's just that you never get settled at where you're at. People might look in and think, oh, fucking hell, like,
he's done well.
6-0, he's done well. But in my head, I'm still learning. I'm still grafting. I'm still trying to perfect what I'm doing on my craft and trying to help others along the way. And that's probably the most satisfying thing, is helping the other people and seeing them smile and seeing them succeed from what I've learned. So giving back to the kids, you know what I mean, and giving back to the people that I train. So,
and obviously you're working with Boxing Saves Lives as well. What's that been like for you?
Unreal, mate. Like, JP's a good guy. We've also got like Tyson Gallagher, Callum Cleary, Michelle. I'm not sure what her second name is, but she's like a great trainer. Linus, I think he's involved in it as well.
Is he?
Yeah. And you know, we help people who are like less fortunate, people who maybe are involved in knife crime, people who are involved in maybe like gang-related violence or gang-related things. And you know, we're at the moment, I'm parked up at Brantwood Park on a Friday, 2 till 6 p.m, training all kids and adults for free, and just trying to get them. Basically, boxing saves lives, you know what I mean? Trying to get them involved in boxing and try and steer them into the big directions. And I think maybe like working more with Boxing Saves Lives, you realise actually how bad Luton actually is.
Yeah.
Because before, coming from Farley Hill, like, you just think, you kind of know what's going down. But when you speak to these people who are youth workers or crime-related workers, you realise like there's a lot of fucking shit in Luton. And people don't realise it, especially talking to these people who are seeing it day in, day out, and are being faced with the problems. You then realise, like, oh shit, Luton is pretty rough. And if I can do my bit as a human to give back to these people, then I'm happy to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Done, yeah.
For free. Do you know what I mean? For just from my experience and my human nature, I'll give back to these people, yeah.
And you're still working a job.
And still working a job.
That's what I mean. This just shows the graft.
Yeah, man.
You look back at it and think, fucking hell. This is what makes you.
Yeah, I get more satisfaction giving back to... Like, my wages coming on a Thursday, and they're in there, and I just look. But when I see a dad come in with an autistic kid, for example, who I'm doing the pads with, and I see the kid and the dad go home smiling, that's when I'm ringing everyone going, oh, you know what, that session was fucking sick. Like, I get more of a buzz seeing the parent go home because I know I've done so much for that family and that parent. Do you know what I mean? That really is what I want to do.
Something you can't pay for, man.
Can't pay for
money.
It,
can't buy shit like that.
Same as you when you got home. Like, we're buzzing when we're leaving that gym.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're buzzing. We're chatting shit as far than that, man. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, it's true. Even down when you're down pug, it's funny. It's always funny when I walk in there because it's just like. It's a weird environment. Like everyone's kind of like testosterone up, like either doing the pads or just had sparring, or so everyone's quite like amped
Up.
Yeah, and it's like
everyone's got good endorphins. Everyone's training.
Like a bag and a camera.
Yeah, for real, that's it.
And it's competitive environment. You're in a competitive environment
always. And I feel like, especially now, so it's me, Tyson, Tom. We've got Jordan Reynolds on the camp now. We've got, obviously, we're all training with Reese Cooper, as you've all probably seen. So we've all got that healthy competition. We're all from the same kind of
it's nice
stamp.
that you all are.
Yeah, and we're all connected. So in the sense of like, sometimes if you train by yourself, you can't really get that oomph. But now Reese is showing the data, and he's showing, right, Tyson's the queen of the fucking Ali shuffle. I want to beat Tyson. No one can get close to her. Do you know what I mean? She's smashing that shit. I don't know what it is, but she's like twinkle toes. Yeah, I'm trying to catch her. Tom's trying to catch me. Reese is trying to catch Jordan. Jordan's trying to catch. Like, we're all against each other. So it's that healthy competition of, we're all trying to push each other to succeed. So because we're all from Luton. We're all from where we're from. Yeah, like what the fuck? Like
you want that?
Yeah, man. That's what you need at the end of the day.
Because you want to go, when you go into training, you want something to strive for and let it be a little bit fun.
Always.
You don't want it like so serious all the time, because then you're going to take the fun away from it. It's meant to be a bit fun.
Yeah, when it's solidarity, should we say, or like it's very commanding. You're a bit like, this is a bit like, who's going to carry the boats kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like one of them ones is a bit like, oh fuck. I love that guy. Goggins and shit though. He's very good. He's very good. But
he is, but he's good for him.
He's good, yeah. That's what I mean.
He's good for him. Not everyone can be like him.
It's one of them ones there. So, yeah, like as long as we're all pushing each other in the right direction, as people from the same town and from the same kind of backgrounds, like, I feel like we'll all kind of pursue our dreams.
Together, yeah. And it's mad that most of you all like pug as well.
I want to say, I'm going to blur the name because I'm not 100% sure. I was speaking to Reese the other day. Training with him now?
I'm not sure.
I want to say might be training with him as well.
Yeah. I'm not too sure.
I'm going to blur the name anyway because I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if it is a thing.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't actually know. Like
me the other day.
For me, it's like I come back off that last fight, and I went straight into sparring up in Birmingham. So me and Jordan went up there, and then kind of since that spar, I think there's been because I'm kind of out of camp at the moment. That's why I'm here. I've kind of just been concentrating more on my personals and my business and everything else along that side. So I'm not too sure who's training down at Pug. I'm kind of training like between Luton and London at the moment. So who knows who's down there?
No, not Pug, with Reese.
With Reese. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I think.
Hopefully.
I think he is. I think he might be.
Do you know what it is? I just really hope Reese gets as many fighters as possible. Yeah. I feel like that's his passion. That's his determination. Like
I feel like it'd be good for all of you as well. You all get data and everything.
Exactly. It's all data related. People think you go there, you lift weights. It's not like that. We're all fucking trying to get them high scores, man. Do you know what I mean? On that board. That's what we want. Yeah.
Again, it's fun. That's what you want to do. Yeah.
And it's once a week as well. Or some of them are doing twos.
Even Jake Butler's down there. Do you know what I mean? It's just everyone's trying to just push each other on through data. It's not just from like, I'm so much more macho than you. It's actually data proven. That, like,
it's on the board.
It's on the board.
You can't, the board don't lie.
Trust me. So like I was saying, so I finished that last fight against Louis Norman 6-0, and then I was on such a fucking high. I went back to the gym next day, done the personals, and then on the Wednesday, Tony called me and was like, right, okay, cool. You're on a high. You're on a fucking big high, and your ego's up there, mate. I'm 6-0. Stopped the man in the second round. He goes, right, how would you like to spar Liam Davies? And I was like, who the fuck's that? And he was like, so look on BoxRec, look, Chad, number 1 at super bantamweight in my division. Now, I thought someone else was number 1. I always thought, I've always been looking at the featherweight division, but Tony goes, look, you're super bantam. So
is that where you've been fighting?
As a feather at the moment.
At the moment, you're a feather, but you could go. So what? Super bantam, the weight below
is the weight below. Yeah.
So what would that be? What would that be?
So as a featherweight, I'm fighting at 57.2 kilograms. So I think that's around about 9 stone.
It's mad. You look big, man.
I've been eating that steak and big up my Nancy, you know what I mean? She's been feeding me.
But what? But and then that's super bantam's the weight below. So what's that? 55?
That is 55.2
55
kilograms. Yeah. And so he goes, right, look at the number 1 at super bantamweight division, and I looked there, Liam Davies number 1. Do you know what I mean? Nearly like 5 stars on BoxRec, and he goes, we're gonna go up to Birmingham and we're gonna spar him. And so he called me 3 days after my fight and was like, we're going up to Birmingham next week, be ready. And I was like, all right, cool. I was on the high, I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll go up there and do it, yeah. I'll smash every motherfucker up, do you know what I mean? I'll fucking bring anyone to the trenches, yeah. So
Shemaev once.
Trust me, mate. Yeah. So he goes, Jordan's gonna go up there and spar Zach Parker, another real big established boxer from Matchroom. So went up to Birmingham, left early, had a coffee and that. Had a good crack in the car, went up there. Next minute, I was coming towards Birmingham, my legs like...
Do you still get nervous in that, do you? When sometimes when you're going to spar and shit?
If I'm honest with you, I was thinking, fucking hell, like, I don't get so nervous for a fight because I've prepared so well.
Yeah.
And I'm so confident in my ability, but I was going more into...
The unknown waters of
this motherfucker's number 1.
The Mariana Trench.
Mariana Trench, my friend. Do you know what I mean? And,
the mate's down there swimming, bro.
Don't know what the fuck's down there.
Yeah,
you know
we can't even see, bro.
Motherfucker's up there established. And I'm coming up there as like the 25th rank in the country. You know what I mean? So Tony goes, look, you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. And you've had a good fight against Louis Norman.
Now
You've done well. Let's see if you can swim. Do you know what I mean? And as a human, I've probably learned more about myself in them 6 rounds against Liam Davies, which I went up there and sparred him in, than I would in a 12-round spar against someone who's at the same level as me or maybe lower. You know, you learn more about yourself on, can I dig deep? Can I bring myself into them tough situations? Who am I? How can I push on as a professional athlete? And can I persevere through them jagged edges? Do you know what I mean? And I held my own. I went 6 rounds with Liam Davies, put me down in the 6th with the body shot, and as I said, learned probably more about myself in them 18 minutes of sparring than I would in any other fight.
But like that, like now you know what to expect. You know what I mean? You fought number 1. It's
yeah.
Now you know what...
And they're the levels.
Now you know the level.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think some people, they don't know the level. But once they know the level, they're like,
well, I think
this ain't as bad as I thought.
Said, he calls them levelers, didn't he?
The level of spar. So, like I say, mate, I hope Razor actually listens to this. So me and Razor, we beat fucking shit out of each other.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? We fucking smash the shit out of each other, and I love that guy to pieces.
I've got a fucking video of one of the spars, and it is a fight.
And
Ricardo, I'll tell a funny story. Ricardo goes, so I'm a bit nervous. Like I'm standing there, and he's about, and obviously he's in fight mode. He's not in like, we're like we were in the car chilling, speaking, and he's there, and he's like Vaseline, head guard on, hands are wrapped in. Now he's in like fight mode, so there's no like laughing, joking. Everyone's kind of setting up, like everything's going a bit quiet.
You were just there.
The time is on. I'm kind of just there, and I'm like, Ricardo goes, you ever seen Frankie spar? It's Frankie and Razor spar. I'm like, no, I've never seen Frankie spar at all. Like, and he was like, I'll see you in 6 rounds. And he just walked off. Bro, when I say this was a fucking war, it was a war. It was a war. Like these men were going at it. Like, and I was filming the first 2 rounds. Then I was like, put the camera away. because I was just engrossed. I was just like watching as a fan. I was like, this is fucking mad. Like
2 people just going at it.
and like high level fighters. Like Razor's a high level fighter.
Yeah,
You're
man,
a high level
for real,
fighter.
yeah,
like
yeah.
and you're like training with each other, so it's good.
Yeah,
and you're going at
What's
it, man.
he ain't lost Steve, has he?
No, I think Razor's up there. I think Razor's. I think he's maybe 8 or 9.
8, I think he's 8 or 9.
Yeah, and his last fight he boxed against a really, really tough opponent. I'm pretty sure he come down weight, and Razor held his own. I think Razor got put down, but come back strong.
Got back up and dig deep, and that's when you can always tell with someone. Like it's not about having a fight and getting put down. It's can you get back up
continue?
and dig it? And that's why when Pulley fought
So
that guy, that Dean the Great, Pulley got dropped. Like this guy's good as well. Good. Pulley got dropped, got straight back up and
carried on.
The showman doing all his showman, started landing punches on him, and that's how you know it doesn't matter who you are and what level you're fighting at. You got put down in front of 5, 6, 7,000 people.
It's funny with TikTok.
But this is the thing that I want to like let people know, especially people that are maybe listening to the podcast or even just watching the podcast. Like everyone can fight, and this is something like as I've grown, even just as an individual and more time as a fighter. Okay, everyone can fight. You can fight. You can fight. I can fight. My brother can fight. Anyone in the pub can fight. Even people on the street. But can you fight over a long period of time? And it was the same thing that I learned when I went to Park. Tony goes, okay, yeah, you're an amateur and you can fight over 3 to 4 rounds. That's cool. But what's going to happen when you go to 6, 8, 10, 12 rounds?
Tired. Emotional.
Emotionally. But that's when you test yourself. That's when you really realize, when it comes down to the crunch, are you there yet? Are you an actual fighter? Anyone can fight. Anyone can land a dig in the pub or on the street. Or fighting is inbuilt in humans from day dot. That's just how humans are. But in terms of like boxing or even a martial art sense of you, you have that break and you're at a high level. So you've got high level here, high level there. When they clash, it's anyone's game. But can you last the duration of, let's say for me, I box for 10 3-minute rounds. That's 30 minutes of fighting. A street fight lasts for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes. Whenever do you see it spill out for 30 minutes? You never see that, do you?
And it's like you said, you got to deal with the pressure of, like, no one understands the pressure of being fucking tired.
Tired, exactly.
When you're tired and you got to fucking fight, that's what I mean, hats off. Because you're still mentally, you still got to be sharp.
You're there. You got to be mentally
sharp.
sharp.
Dig deep. And like you said, you get hit, you land on the floor, and then you got to get back up and dog it out. That's what I mean. You got to be dog. You got to be a dog.
Anyone, is that, like I said, you got to be dog.
That's adversity then.
Adversity for sure. But it's like what I say. I'm not bringing it back to the street point of view, but I'm just saying like everyone can fight. Humans, that is just that's an instinct. It's fight or flight. I'm saying in the sense of like, can you fight over a long period at a high level? Mentally, can you?
Not a lot of people can.
Can you take it?
With eyes on you as well.
With eyes on you, hundreds, thousands, who knows,
like
millions of people, pay per view. Can you deal with it? Can I deal with it? I can deal with it, man, because I've proved it. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes you gotta ask yourself, until it's come down to the crunch, can you? That's the only time you're ever going to prove something. When it comes down to the crunch, you can say that you can do it, but when it comes down to the crunch,
can you do it?
You learn a lot from fighting, man.
Yeah, man.
You learn a lot,
especially of yourself and your own.
Like I said, when I done my first jiu-jitsu competition, I learned that day that I was more afraid of what people thought of me than the actual fight. And that's why I lost that day.
Exactly.
And it's so mad, yeah?
It's mad,
and that's what I was saying to Mr. Dove there. I was like, that was an experience that you cannot pay for.
Thank you.
I learned so much, yeah, because I lost.
Listen to this, man.
I lost on that mat, not because of my ability.
Yeah.
It was of worrying everyone around me. I'm not being in front of a crowd and everyone looking at me. And I've only been doing a month's training, even though I thought I was good for a month's training. But it's like, I've had people there looking at me, judging me. But it's like, who gives a fuck about them people? I'm the one on the mat.
No one gives a fucking shit.
And they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit.
And more time, they don't even care.
No, but
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but this is what we all like. We all suffer with something. But now I know. Next time when I go back for it in September, I'm fucking wrapped.
You're
like
full blown.
I know now what to expect. But again, I'm so grateful I got to experience that, because that was something in me that if I would have never got on the mat, I could have dealt with that my whole life without never experiencing it.
It's like even when we first started this, it was like, what people are going to think about us, like people talk about us, like I'm more worried about I know what it is, but I'm more worried like
how you say things,
say this
people
about us,
look at it back, and then I say things back to front sometimes, man.
Yeah, but like, that's life. Yeah, but that's life, mate. Like that's life.
Yeah. But again,
you only grow from going through
the adversities. Yeah.
It teaches you to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, but like we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all say shit that probably we don't mean, and sometimes you can't fix that, and that's life. Like I say, that's life. But realistically, the only way that you're ever going to learn is sometimes by losing. Like I'm not the perfect fighter. I lost like a lot of times as an amateur. We've all lost. I lost my mum. Like I lost shit in life. But it's only through them hard times, that adversity, that you dip and then you rise. The graph is never a plain sailing upward scale.
No.
There's always some sort of fucking up and down, and then it goes
graph,
up,
man.
and then it comes fucking down, and then it fucking skyrockets back up.
That's life. Life is exactly like a fucking
chart.
Stock trade.
Yeah, but it's so funny because it goes up exponential.
Like, and then it fucking dips.
But then it crashes exponential as well. And then you have them few months that are little moving months and down and up. But I mean, like everything that goes up comes down and it comes down hard. But it's how you can dig deep when you are coming down. Because I think like that's how a lot of people can get sucked into like a depression or something like that. For instance, like you said about losing your mum, like something traumatic like that, you can come down and you're going to be sad forever, and you're going to be sad over them months, and it's going to be the lowest points of your life. But you have to you got no other choice but like
we got
to pick yourself up.
People have got two different lenses, isn't it? It's like how can you view things? Yeah, it can be a sad thing, but your mum would want you to carry on. It's like when we lost our mum. I know, like deep down, if I was sitting there with my mum on a normal one, she'd be like, no, if anything happens to me, you've got to pick yourself up and carry on. We all have different lenses. Like some people will just be like, oh no, this has happened to me. Why me? The victim mentality.
Of course.
Listen, I always say, man, you got to look out for you, because if you can look out for you, you can look out for everyone else around you, and you have to be strong. You got to be a pillar.
Yes, my man. And for me, exactly what you're saying, and I feel like me and you, we have that connection. We understand, and it's only until you've been in these shoes you realise, like, it really does. It lights a fire under your belly, and it makes you more like, right, what is my purpose? What would mean more to me? Do you know what I mean? Would it mean more to me to go out there and prove everyone else? I want to prove everyone else wrong, or do I want to prove the people that I love and the people that support me right? Do you understand? Yeah. That's what I want to do. I want to support the people who support me right. I want to do them right instead of everyone else. I'm not bothered about everyone else. I'm not bothered about what people think about me, or what people think about the way that I'm going or carrying. Fuck that shit. I am who I am. I just want to prove the people that love me right and the people who support me right. If you support me, you do. If you don't, it doesn't bother me. People will say things regardless. Doesn't matter. So that's what I want. I want to prove the people that support me and love me right. So
what's the next sort of plans with you? Like, obviously you go to Bali in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yes.
You're there for a month. What's the next sort of plans for you, boxing wise?
Okay, so we're going to Hong Kong. So yeah, so we're not going to hit Bali. We're going to go to Hong Kong we're going to go there for 3 or 4 days. I'm away for a month. I'm going to be training over in Asia. Going to go to Hong Kong for 4 days. Going to go out there, see what it's like over them, like in China ways, and then we're going to go over to Thailand.
Oh, you're not going Bali at all?
Nah. We're going to go Hong Kong, and then we're going to go to Thailand. Going to train out there, and just basically mix up the environment, see how they train, and take some knowledge from them fighters and the way that they train, and their methods of things. So I might go over there. I'm going to ask them, how do you make weight? What's an easier way to make weight? What's an easier way to become fitter, better? Mentally?
Find a different culture.
Yeah, find a different culture and experience the different environments and the different ways of life we're so stuck here.
Some of their fighters do a lot of breathing techniques, like what like Jake Paul does. Because I was watching it before. Some of them Japanese boxers, they do a lot of like deep breathing.
Yeah.
So before their fights, they get like proper in like a rhythm.
Yeah.
And they're like before the fight, they're like if they walk around the rings and that, they'd have like their deep breathe around the ring and envision it like it was already there. It's sort of like law of attraction.
Yeah, of course. But it's more like I felt. So I went to Thailand last year, and my missus said the same thing to me. Like as soon as I went to Malawi, I built the school, and then we went to Thailand. So I saw how that way of life was in Malawi. So third world country, pretty rough. Then I went to Thailand. I saw how they were living, and it was like, come back to England, and it made me. It was such a big life lesson of like, this country is so fucking materialistic that
It's mad.
I can't even like. I couldn't live with myself, in the sense of, motherfuckers are out here buying all these expensive clothes. Yeah, one of them expensive clothes could feed a family over there for fucking weeks, months, who knows. Yeah. So when I went home, got all my designer clothes, sold it all on eBay, got rid of the whole lot of it, man. And I was just like, right, what really means most to me is my inner growth, my inner. People say, oh, what do you want in life? To be happy. I just want to learn. I want to grow. I want to become a better human. I don't want the clout, and I don't want the whole look at me business. I just want to grow as a human.
That doesn't bring you anything either.
I want to prove to people like I am doing this, regardless of the clothes that I'm wearing, regardless of the car that I've got, regardless of the house that I'm living in. I am doing this. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook or not, I'm still the fighter. Do you know what I mean? I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I want to prove that. Like, you haven't got to be this
it's because we
clout chaser. Do you know what I mean? So
it's because we're in a fake reality, don't it? You got the Instagram, you got Twitter, and you know what the funny thing is, you always see it. This is why I'm off it, but then sometimes I need to come off it because I trying to keep up with everyone, like you fighting, Tyson fighting, like dunks and stuff like that. But you always just see people. Is everyone always having a good time?
Exactly. Thank you.
It's everyone's best time. That's it. We don't live. Not everyone's having a fucking good time. Like,
listen,
we live in the everyday life.
When you got listen, we all get diarrhea, man. We ain't putting that up. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's
we're never putting a bad photo up. We're never putting a bad time up. We're never putting like a. You know when you're pissed off driving down the motorway.
Vex.
Like,
and that's where you got to be mentally strong in this day and age. It's a different era.
Yeah, man.
On stuff like that, especially for kids and that, man. I couldn't imagine. It's like they can't. It's hard to control yourself. You're on there all the time. You're in this fake.
They're scrolling it.
Fake world. You're not getting out and about.
The biggest. I think I saw. I spoke to someone. I'm not gonna say who their name is. I met them, and I'm gonna say S is their name. S is their name. And I spoke to them, and you might have seen a thing on my, or maybe on my Snapchat or along the lines. There's a TikTok of it, and I asked them. I said, "So what? How do you become so fucking successful? Like, how the fuck do you become this big inspiration to everyone? Like, you've come from the mud, mate. Like, how the fuck do you do it?" And he goes, "There's never a checkpoint. Like, there's no amount of money that's going to go in your bank, or there's not a person you're going to speak to, or a person you're going to meet, and you're going to say, like, that's it. Like, that's it, I've made it. Like, there's never a fucking... Even me right now, 6-0, I never thought I'd ever get to this point, and even now I'm not saying that I've made it. I'm pretty sure Anthony Joshua's going to be there and go, I've made it. Like, he's still fucking fighting. There's never a point in human life where you go, I fucking made it.
I think that's why you got to be happy, like you said, within your core.
Exactly.
Because when you're happy within your core, you're going to be happy with everything else. And if something doesn't go your way, you can be like, I'm happy with myself.
Of course, yes.
And it's when you strive sometimes and you do these certain things and then you're not happy with the outcome. You're not happy with yourself.
Of course.
Happiness is free.
And it's
free as fuck. Bro, free as fuck.
And it's mad. And it's mad as well because, like, when you have someone on more than once, like on the pod, you see, like, when you listen to it or you listen to them speak, you see where they are at different stages of their life from how far. Like, I've not seen this. Like, this is a completely... It's not a different side because I spent a lot of time with you, but it's a different.
He's happy
it's a
up.
mindset shift. Like I've seen a big mindset shift.
I feel like we all grow though. If you would have looked at me fucking 5 years ago, I would have told you I ain't fucking coming on this camera. You're
exactly.
nuts. I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Now,
but that's because as we're growing up, people they become. I've had my professional debut. I only dreamt of that when I was young. I'm 6-0, yeah, like, but I haven't made it. Like in my head, I haven't made it. I'm a professional fighter. People might look in at that and think, oh fucking hell, it's fucking crazy shit. Like, and you know he's doing what he's doing. It's cool, respect and shit like that. But in the fighter's head, it's never enough. Like you're always fucking. You want
it's
more.
like Tyson Fury, isn't it? When he said like he had everything, he's done everything, he's achieved everything, and look where it spiraled him out of control. Because he didn't know what else. You've set your whole life to this one vision. You've reached it, and like I said, you're not happy, and that happens to a lot of great people, man.
Yeah,
a lot of basketball players, football players, like they achieve this greatness, and it's like they struggle to adapt. And I don't blame them, but this is what I feel like. You need to be on self-discovery with yourself and understand who am I.
It's that Mike Tyson quote, though, isn't it? It's like, God will give you everything, or life will give you everything you dreamed of just to show you ain't ready for it.
Bro.
And that shit hit deep.
Motherfucker, touch that shit. Yeah, that is some bad shit right
there. Because that's real shit. Like, you want all this stuff, and sometimes your life journey, that doesn't mean you won't get there. Sometimes it's just not in your journey at that time.
Of course.
And you won't. Like I like even man. Doing this.
Sit here and talk about it all day, but life is
like
strange.
For an example, it's like, okay, so how did you? Okay, so you get paid every week, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you get paid every week? It comes in your bank, and you know it's coming. Yeah. How did you feel when you done your 10K or your marathon? How did you feel after that when you went over that line and you was like, oh fucking, I put in 6 weeks, of my life, I was. It was isolation, it was dedication, it was perseverance, it was the whole. Yeah, this is fucking me. Yeah,
you know, that's when I learned that I enjoyed the journey more than winning the race. The race was just like, I put in the preparation. I achieved the time what I said I was going to achieve, but it was like. But after I was like, I actually enjoyed going out running at 4. No one seen me 4 in the morning before work because obviously I got to work. No one saw me. It made sense for me to run before work. So it's like,
do you notice that with everything though?
All the time.
I remember
all the time.
Thinking like football and like playing the county cup and like getting to the final.
You feel like you're expected something.
And winning the final was like. I thought, winning the final is going to be like this mad thing. Yeah, it's going to be sick. And it was just like, winning the semi-final was better. Winning the quarter-final felt better. Because it's that journey of, we need to get here. Once you're there and you win
adrenaline,
it, we hit, it was this.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, all the build-up was better. And it's like that with everything.
Yeah, but I will give you an example. Fundamentals to understand with life, because otherwise you can spiral out of control.
Of course. And that's what I'm saying. So bring from a personal level, bring me back down to that level. Tony, I was on that all high, ego high of 6-0. I smashed him out the park. Second round, body shot. I see him in the crowd jumping in my t-shirts. I see everyone in my t-shirts. And then the week later, I'm down on the canvas, body shot against the number 1, and it humbles you. You realise there's always some fucker out there that's gonna teach you a lesson, but that's life. There's always someone above you. There's always someone that's gonna.
There's always more steps to go.
Sometimes you need humbling. Your ego can run.
Always.
Especially you're in a competitive environment. Sometimes you can get ahead of yourself. That's just
always.
That's the part and parcel. But again, it's part and parcel of learning. That's another for you. You're like on self mastery, so that's another little note to add to your book.
Yeah.
That just keeps adding to your book.
And from a personal point of view, when people say, "Oh, so what makes it so good?" How do you become such a good professional? And what it is adapting to your environment. Tyson will tell you the same. She's a mum. She has her daughter. She can't be the boxer in front of her child. Do you know what I mean? But she can be the idol to her child. From my personal level, it's like adapting to your environment in the sense of when I go to work, I'm a bricklayer. I'm with the boys. That's who I am. Yeah. As soon as I leave the gates, I'm a family man. I go home, I see my girlfriend, my family, my cousins. When I'm in the boxing gym, I'm Frankie the boxer. Do you know what I mean? When I see my pals, they're like, you're reckless. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You're reckless. You're talking about mad shit. Like,
it's funny you say that, actually, because I watched a podcast a couple of years ago, and it was Cam Newton, like world famous quarterback. At one point, like I'm talking
Proper famous.
on the covers of all these magazines, like he was the guy.
Yeah.
And he said exactly the same thing as you on this podcast. He was like,
still my being,
he's a chameleon. He could be with the rappers and act like one of them. Like he's learned how to, because it's survival. If you strip it all the way back and go all the way back, it's how will you survive in front of these different groups of people. If you're with the business people, you can't act like a caveman with the business people. You have to act like a businessman.
Yeah.
It's about being a chameleon and adapting to your surroundings. That's not saying changing your whole personality.
Yeah, thank you.
That's just being, that doesn't mean act up in front of certain people, treat people like shit and act down. It's just adapt to where you are. Know what room you're in and how to navigate that room. And I think the most successful people do that. They know how to do that because it's survival.
But because for me, I'm no different to you. Diaz, we've known each other for a long time. Rain, probably the same amount of time, yeah? Went to Cardinal Newman, went to a Catholic school, done my I'm from Farley Hill, that's it. But it's more like I'll never change my spots for an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I'll never, like, I love grime music. I love how that core of, they've gone from such a small level of music, from such a small, should we say, class, because it is a
small class.
Yeah, small. Yeah. It's, well, like say a bottom of the pack
for traditional grime.
Traditional grime or music.
Yeah.
But now look at Skepta now, nearly a fucking
mega star.
Yeah.
JME, same as well.
Yeah, JME,
star, especially in England.
All of these, and to me that inspires me. Like I said in my documentary, like from the bottom to the top, like who the fuck cares if you live in a big house in Harpo or in a, like, that doesn't mean shit. The journey means the most, and that's why them people inspire me, that they've come from the streets. They're getting sponsored now by Burberry. They're getting sponsored now by big brands, and it just goes to show to everyone that who the fuck cares where you come from.
Like if you look at it, it was a journey. It didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So for all these little punks that think everything happens overnight, it doesn't happen overnight.
And you said the same in your documentary as well. It's about how you make people feel. You get remembered for about how you make people feel.
Fuck the money, man. Trust me.
Not about what you've necessarily done. It's about how you've made everyone else feel, because that goes hand in hand.
Well, money's just if we actually deep it, money's just a tool. That's all it was for. It's just a tool of things. Like, it's just how you.
It's lovely. It's great.
It's your perception. You can do loads of things with money, but if you're only fixated on money, it's a bit of a different story.
With money, it's more like, how the fuck do you use it as a tool? For me, I've just recently sponsored the Globe Football Club. Yeah, for me, I had more satisfaction knowing that I've helped this football club out, my friends out. Joe Ryan plays for that team. Rossa. Callum Hatterley, all them lads from Newman. I know that that's going to go towards something useful rather than my own benefit of what the fuck am I going to do with it? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I'd rather know that team is like, right, cool. They can get themselves some footballs, or they can get themselves some cones, or
you're helping
them
out.
Yeah. So
yeah, and it goes back to like the like that, how you make people feel, and that's what you get remembered for.
Always.
Yeah, it's pretty mad, man. It was a mad rabbit hole. Look, everyone's kind of like the energy's kind of like everyone's like.
For real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but this is meant to happen. But this is part and parcel of life. This is the realness of life.
Yeah.
People get so wrapped up into it. I used to be wrapped up into it, and the person I was 5 years ago, I can't even believe. Sometimes I look back and think, even though I weren't a dick in it, I just done certain things that it wasn't me.
Yeah,
I was too busy pleasing other people. That was my problem. I thought if I was doing this and I was doing that, but now I look back at it, I was like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What is it like for you now? Obviously, what was like the documentary in that like for you?
So
obviously, you've not been here since we thingied. What
we had great
was it
fun.
like for you watching it back?
Bruv, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I sat downstairs with Claire, obviously, my partner, and yeah, it was an emotional one, to be honest with you. Just the amount of hours that you put into it. Did
you find it cringy watching yourself?
Nah, do you know what? It's like people ask me this question all the time, like, how the fuck do you there's a few bits where I look back and when I said about the Goujon chicken and shit, I was like, the Goujon. Claire was like, you chicken.
Cajun chicken. He goes, Goujon chicken.
and then the bit when I was like, fuck it, yeah, like take my vitamins and that.
That was the first day though. That was the first day we were filming though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So all that, and then yeah, man, it was just like emotional. We had so much fun making the documentary. Like you obviously coming down, watching how shit happens, and yeah, man, just I loved every minute of it.
It was mad for me because I got to see a side of like other stuff. Like and when we filmed the house thing, that was when we were going around the medals and stuff like that. That was an hour before you went to Spa.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
That was an hour before you went to Spa. So it was like we were having like all that fun there, and then an hour later you got to go Spa.
Yeah,
like.
But like I say, you got to adapt to your environment, bro.
Yeah.
You just got to be a fucking chameleon out here and just adapt to what the fuck's going down. Like, that sounds crazy, but that's how it is. Yeah.
Did you get a lot of love for it? Have a lot of people give you feedback for it and stuff like that?
Yeah, I had like people over in Australia. My dad's youngest sister, like she was obviously sharing it out. Everyone in Dublin watched it.
It's good though, because people get to see a side of you that they don't normally see.
Yeah,
it's going to be the first.
Well, I had a few
You're
people message me like that same thing. Like, Frankie's actually such a likable guy.
Yeah, I had a lot of people that never
don't know you, so they never see it.
So,
like
I know, but this is something that I wanted to kind of say on the show, but it's something that I always say to my partner. Like, she sees me every day. Yeah, it's same as my family. They see me every day, but people might only see me in the pub for an hour. They might only see you in the pub for an hour or an hour per week. So they're only judging you off that hour.
Yeah,
they're not judging you on a Wednesday. When you're in the gym, grinding away, hustling, they're only judging you off how they're seeing you when you're smash up in the pub with your friends, having a laugh. That's the only time they're ever going to judge you. That's the only time they can only kind of make an assumption of what kind of person that you are. But they're not seeing you 5-6 days of the week how you're living. They're just judging you on the weekend when you go and see them.
Yeah,
so, judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. So that's the whole kind of point of the documentary. I hope that people kind of see that, yeah, like I'm not an angel. I go out with my friends and I have a good time and I'm just as normal as what you boys are and everyone else, but I've got a goal, I've got that drive, I've got that determination, and I'm sure other big professionals out there are exactly the same, like Conor McGregor, even Joe Cordina, Tyson, Jordan. I'm sure for a fact it's all, we're just all human and we've all got that. Same as you. People probably don't see you guys in here right now.
Well, listen, you're not going to be liked by everyone. And
Exactly, my man.
They don't bother me.
and it was mad because like full circle, it was like that was kind of like the reason when we started it. When in my head I was like, right, it'd be good to start a pod for like people like Frankie who can come on in and be, because I know what Frankie's like. I've spent time with him. Like to be himself and just chill, and all the guests to be themselves and chill, and for people to see another side of them.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
of course, man.
Like the side of them that we all like.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that was it. Kind of come round like all full circle.
For real. Yeah. So I mean, people always get their kind of their assumptions of what a professional athlete is going to be like, and because they've got that stamp of professional, it means that they're kind of on the hierarchy. Like, I'm just fucking, I live in a 3-bedroom house in Farley Hill. Like, that's it at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll never change, man. I'll never change my
You're humble.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean?
You're a humble human.
Yeah. You watched any of the boxing like the other day and that? Did you watch Spence Crawford?
Do you know what? I've only watched like a small amount of highlights. That's it, realistically. I watched the Liam Davies who I sparred.
Yeah.
I watched his fight against Cunningham, smashed him out of the park.
Stopped him, didn't he?
First round. And fair play to him, mate. Fucking hopefully, I really do hope he gets a world title shot. Or maybe go against McCann. That'd be a big fight.
What is he now? European champion? That was for something, wasn't it?
I think it was a Commonwealth title. Or something up there, yeah. Somewhere along
something big.
Yeah.
It was something like decent. Him versus McCann, yeah. McCann's in that weight class as well.
Yeah, same weight class as me, yeah.
So what is his height like compared to Liam Davies? Because he's a tall guy, man. He's not small.
Listen, Liam Davies is a big fucker,
I'll put the photo up. I would have put it up earlier in this, when you were talking about sparring him, that photo of you two. Like, he's a big guy. He's not
He's
small.
a big guy. For my structure is very small, stumpy, stocky, powerful. I hit hard. Liam Davies hits hard. he's tall, he's rangy, he's hard to hit. So
Yeah.
he's got the whole thing in the locker. So I really do hope he goes on and wins bigger and better things, whether that's WBO or WBC or anything above that.
So what's McCann holding? Nothing at the minute.
I'm not too sure. I think he's holding. I think so. He's going in against Baluta. So I sparred Baluta many times, at least 6 times. I've sparred Baluta, and Baluta is one of these fighters that he'll start a little bit slow, but get him in them later rounds, mate, and you have got no hope in hell. Like, he is just rapid. So that'll be a very, very interesting fight to see how that goes.
Is that for anything?
I'm not
Any
quite
sort
too
of
sure
belt
who
or
that.
anything like that?
I'm not quite too sure what that's for. It's for a high level.
Who's Baluta? You've been sparring him down Pug.
And over at Jab in Watford, but he's over in Marbella at the moment. Top level fighter, mate.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate him. I think a lot of fighters out there in the super bantamweight division underestimated him, and now he's coming through strong, rapid. No one's kind of coming near him, and he's crazy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah. Trust me, I'm gonna say how he is, and fearless. So sparring these people is only going to benefit me later on in the line. Like I say, I'm 24, and just learning as much as I can from these other fighters, whether I'm winning or losing. Do you know what I mean?
That's the best thing for you to spar them anyway.
Yeah, man.
You get to know everyone then.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and you get to see like ultimately like where you're at.
Where we're at, yeah.
But did with the Spence Crawford, did you think it would go that way?
I was a bit shocked, to be honest.
Because we had Linus on here the week before, and we were talking about it, and he was saying like it's a real 50-50 fight. He thinks Crawford's going to win, but he thought it was a real 50-50 fight. And
I thought
Yeah.
Crawford was ruined, but I really
Crawford
like
kind of
Spence.
come out
Yeah.
and like
when it comes down to the cuff, what round did he get knocked out in? Do you know?
I want to say
Hey.
it was late, like
Yeah,
8th,
late.
9th.
So look, when you're in them later rounds, man, it's fucking anyone's zone.
But
Do
he
you know
was,
what I mean?
but Crawford was putting a beat down on him.
Was it? Yeah.
Like it
Like I
wasn't.
say, I haven't seen it.
It wasn't a close fight.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
a competitive fight. Like Crawford was putting a beat down.
Was he really? Yeah.
Is he still the same? He's still the same fighter from the car crash.
I don't know. This is what everyone's saying now. They're
That's
like,
just an
What
easy
trauma?
excuse
What trauma?
to say that.
What trauma?
not
Yeah, I
trauma.
don't know,
Apparently, he
'cause
shows signs in his eyes of like
I ain't seen him since the car crash.
I don't want to misquote it, man. It was like an analyst, like a concussion expert, and that says that he shows signs of someone who's suffering with brain injuries, like from his car crash.
Because that car crash was wild.
But he
Oh,
went
yeah,
out.
yeah.
How he was alive.
But people were
Really,
saying
man.
it, mate. Yeah,
I'll be
bad.
honest, I haven't even kept up with it. I've just been getting on with
he
my
had a
shit.
bad something to do with his retina. Was
Oh, listen, the
fucked,
car
wasn't
crash, when I see it,
it? It was bad. Like,
he went out the front.
Probably could have died.
Yeah,
He went out the front.
yeah.
He landed like out. He went out the front screen of it.
Swear down,
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah.
sure he
Yeah.
come out the car like
Yeah, it
went
was
through
big.
the
It's
window.
bad.
And I was
Nah,
like,
surely not.
wow.
Yeah, it was bad car crash. But these symptoms could have. So he fought twice after that, and he looked really good in one, and then the other one was like a tough fight, and he kind of like dug deep and got the
Swear
guy out of
down,
there.
yeah.
But so everyone was like, "Oh no, he's fought twice. Like,
Yeah,
he looks
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He looks good." But with a brain injury, then think that could necessarily it might be alright, and then it start getting worse.
Getting
and
down,
worse.
down,
Surely
down,
he's
Either we
down,
don't
down.
know.
Yeah,
Surely
yeah.
he's getting scans and that.
Well, that's what Porter was saying. Sean Porter was like, I just hope he goes and gets scans from as many different doctors as
sees
possible.
what the deal is, yeah,
Because
yeah.
apparently, I don't know if this is true or not. I just was listening to what Sean Porter was saying, and he was saying that apparently he's had scans, but it's all from his childhood doctor. It's all
Doctor,
from one
yeah.
doctor. Like, hopefully he can just go and get scans of like a range of different people to see if there is actually something
Up with him.
wrong with him.
Yeah.
He did get beat down.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
then Crawford's
necessarily,
really
Crawford
good.
could just have been way better than
Way
him.
better. Who knows? That's what I
Weight
mean.
could have been an
This is
issue. I
boxing.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
This is
he
boxing.
might have just had an off night.
Yeah, who
Which
knows?
could happen.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
could turn up to the ring, and we know what we're like day to day.
Exactly, my man.
Like he could have been a bit ill. He could have been anything.
Anything,
like
yeah.
stressed because of the fight. Like he might have just had a bad night. And
Yeah, no
Crawford
one
might
knows.
have had the best night ever.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
That's a factor.
Yeah, for real.
That's 100% could be a factor.
Yeah, for real.
So, but yeah, Crawford did put a beat down. Man.
Yeah, defo, man.
But Crawford,
I feel like
the truth.
that's with a lot of fighters. That's always in the case, isn't it?
Yeah, of
Someone
course.
has a bad night's sleep. Someone's a little bit ill the night
Ill.
before. Like someone's come in with an injury. Like you never know, because the fighter just puts on that brave face.
And 9 times out of 10, they're never going to come out and make the excuse. We lost. This is why, whatever. Like,
of course.
On. Obviously, because of the other stuff with Spence, we're like, there's a lot of unanswered questions at the same time. But he might have just had a bad night and Crawford had a good night. And
for real.
Or maybe their styles, the way they match up.
Who
Crawford's
knows?
style just beats his style.
You know, his style might be better in the first half of the fight. Other fighter might be better in the second half of the fight. It's anyone's game in them later rounds, man. Do you know what I mean? It's when you're tired and you're fucked, the person who's obviously the better fighter is gonna prevail in the later rounds. But it only takes one shot. That's the thing with fighting. One shot and you're gone. So
what do you reckon with what's happening with Tyson Fury and that? What's he doing?
I don't know, man.
What the? Who no one wants to see that?
Business wise,
just money, quick fight, money. Yeah. He couldn't work things out with Usyk. He'll probably go in there, slap up Ngannou, and then go fight Usyk probably after Usyk.
I hope he fights Usyk. Someone's like, he's got to fight Dubois, hasn't it?
Who?
Usyk.
Fury. Oh, Usyk's got to fight Dubois. I think that's
mandatory.
That's soon.
In Poland, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're in Poland. Yeah.
What do you think to that?
Listen, anyone's game, innit? Who the fuck knows what's going? Like, it's boxing at the end of the day. It's a gamble, but.
Usyk is fucking good. Usyk's good.
It's hard to bet against Usyk just because who he is.
Who he is, yeah.
But
I feel like he's so good
fighter,
at boxing, though, man. He's just for his size, he moves so good.
Massively,
He moves so good.
Well, good, yeah. That like kind of like Eastern European style. He hasn't even neglected that one bit through any fight. His trainer is it Lomachenko's dad?
Yeah,
the same sort of camp. Look at Lomachenko's. Look at his credibility of what he done as an amateur, even as a pro. Like, it's fucking shit hot. So if he's being trained by the same trainer,
yeah, they are.
I was gonna say they do fight. They fight the same.
Yeah,
it's just one guy's bigger.
Yeah, they train at the same thing.
Moves
they have that awkward.
And they both can dance.
I'm seeing that Devin Haney's moving up to fight. He's moving up to fight Regis Prograis.
I haven't seen that just
and then the WBC's vacant, so it might be Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. What's Shakur like? What's Shakur like? Because I'm seeing a lot of Shakur Stevenson. I've not really watched him box. What is he like?
Shakur Stevenson's very good. I'm sure he won numerous Golden Gloves championships over in America.
Which is like, is that our version of the ABAs?
ABAs, yeah, but you got to realise,
but like, America's
listen,
massive.
Fucking America is fucking 4 or 5 times the size of England. And I'm sure he's probably getting looked after by the best of the best trainers, nutritionists, strength and conditioning coaches. So he's probably a full-time athlete getting 2-3 sessions a day with the top people. I think, is he signed to Top Rank?
I think so. He's American. He's in one of the American.
How old's Lomo now?
So he's up there, man.
I don't think Lomachenko's that old.
I think he's in his 30s. I think. But still, listen.
I reckon, man. I reckon he might come, man, for that. Lomo.
Yeah. I fucking love that guy. Lomachenko's a king, man. Do you know what I mean? I love him.
He is.
He's like 33, isn't he?
He's up there, bro. He's up there.
35. Fucking hell. Shakur's 26. Devin Haney's 24.
Is he? Yeah.
24 years old. Yeah.
That's what I mean, mate.
Teofimo Lopez is 26.
Ryan Garcia isn't he young?
Ryan Garcia's 24.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah,
what weight's Ryan Garcia in?
He is a lightweight, I'm sure. So he would be in like Campbell Hatton's weight.
Oh, okay.
So that's obviously why them 2 fought. So he's obviously Davies boxed Garcia, got him out of there, and I fancy Tank against a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think he's fucking shit up. I think he's great.
Is a Tank Crawford realistic weight-wise?
I fucking hope so.
Is it? Are they like? Are they far apart?
That is a dog fucking
Are they
fight.
far apart weight-wise?
I'm not too sure.
Because Tank looks really small, doesn't he? But I know he gets kind of bulky.
Small, but
he's kind of bulky.
He does hit hard, man.
Fucking hits like a truck by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Like, look at that shot he caught Garcia with. It was kind of like an overhand. Was it an overhand right?
In the rib.
In the rib. In the rib. Got him out of there, and he just couldn't prevail with the power from him. So, yeah,
it's interesting. To be fair, boxing's on that. It's at an interesting time because a lot of people are fighting a lot of people now. Like the best are sort of fighting.
I feel like
the
it's
best.
like took a little bit of a turn. It's like everyone's starting to like.
And this is what Sean Porter was saying the other day when I was watching him, he was like, "Yo, this is," because Ariel Helwani was trying to. He was like, "Oh, Jake Paul kind of like started this off," and he was like, "No," he was like, "All of these fighters were Olympic level fighters, amateurs, like Olympics," and he goes, "Every single Olympic cycle, the year after the Olympics." You get the new wave of Olympic
it's just a cycle.
and it takes 8 years for them to get to championship level. And he goes, "You're seeing this with these fighters, like it's 8 years to get to the level, and now they're all championship level. So now they're all ready to fight each other. And now the fights are actually being made. Like,
it's crazy, man. It's mad.
So it's a bit of a
that's world boxing for you, man. So who knows what's next for boxing? Hopefully me. Through the fucking ranks, man. That's what I want, man.
That'd be good. What are you looking to do for your next, and when are you looking to really expecting to get back out there?
Yeah, so obviously, like I say, I'm going to go train out in Asia for a month. Going to see how that goes, and then when I come back, hopefully, fingers crossed, get a Southern Area title by the end of the year. If not, we'll look at like the beginning of next year, and then just go from there and just try and get it all, man. Yeah, I'm gonna.
How many fights have you had this year? Then that'd be your third.
Yeah, man. Like I say, Mi Vida Loca, it's been crazy.
That's good fight. That's good turnaround.
Yeah,
man.
it's been good. So I got diagnosed with a brain tumor like last year. So I think I've smashed out like 4 fights. Yeah. 4 fights back to back. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, because one was at like the end of the year, and then it was start within a month, and then
bang.
So it's like 4 within like 6 months.
Yeah. So then obviously that last opponent put me in real good stead in terms of rankings. As I said, got him out of there, and then now.
Well, he's actually fighting again.
Is he soon?
Yeah, he's fighting Marley Mason.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
On Jordan's card.
Oh, is he? Same one?
Card, yeah.
Yeah, decent. So obviously I have that. I've had that last fight there on the Nielsen's boxing card, and then hopefully now push on for something even a better card, and hopefully get like a Southern Area title eliminator shot, and then go for a Southern Area, get that title, be established even more then, and then go for an English, British,
and then you'll be
European. That's what I want.
You just propel from there. Like we were speaking to Linus about it. Like him and Denzel Bentley fought for the British. Yeah. And if you look at their trajectories after that one fight, Denzel Bentley wins, goes and fights for a world title after 3 fights. Yeah. Linus loses and doesn't fight again for a year. And it's the opportunity that comes with winning these big fights. You're wanted by everyone. Yeah. And then when you lose, vice versa. Like it was a close fight, but the opportunities for him were like next to none after that. It's just the opportunities of winning these big fights.
I mean, I had that last fight. Obviously, I had a great performance, and that's what I wanted. I wanted people to leave York Hall and go, "He's fucking sick." I didn't want anyone to go, or he could go. He could go on and win a Southern Area. He can go on to win an English or British. I didn't want anyone to walk away and go, "Yeah, he's good." I wanted people to go, "No, he's gonna go somewhere." That's what I wanted personally. Make a statement and go, "That motherfucker, he's gonna."
Random people in the crowd were like, obviously see the Team Story shirts. They were like, "Right, was that your guy?" Because obviously we come down. Yeah. They were like, "Mate, he's good. Like he's good." Like because that was. All the fights before that were kind of like
you come out and you can box. You can box. I'm not even trying to big you up. Like you can box. You're like I said, eye porn. You're enjoyable to watch because your movement. You come upstairs, you're downstairs, body shorts, and
around the side.
You know how to open people up. And there's not a lot of people that when you watch them, you're like, yeah, this guy can box, but. Yeah, fluid. You're very
your style's very fluid. You're
Yeah.
easy to watch because you there's no. It's like watching
you're like
something in 720p, something in 4K.
Yeah,
like thank you.
There's no jaggedy edges. It's fluid moves.
I appreciate it. But that's my aim as a fighter. I don't want to be such a one-dimensional fighter, and this is what I try and explain to the young lads that I train, and even just my personals. Like you can't just be a one-dimensional fighter that's going to come forward, going to stand there all day and plod along and throw punches on the front foot. Like you have to have a plan A, B, C, D, possibly even fucking E. Like you have to adapt to your circumstances in the ring. So if I'm pushing forward, how the fuck do I know that in the 3rd round he's going to be dominating me? I've got to know how the fuck to box on the back foot, be able to switch my feet on when need be, and just adapt
Adaptable
as a fighter. That's how you become a good fighter, man. Yeah, and be able to box always, counter puncher, aggressive. Box fighter. You just got to be able to do it all. So
yeah. I think we're good to.
Yeah,
I think we're good to wrap up there.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. I'll be here all day chewing ears off,
man. Thank you for coming on. Yeah. Unless there's anything else you need to say or anything else you want to say to anyone.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me or following my journey. And like I say, like this is from the core. This is real. And big up Diaz and Rain for doing what they're doing and follow what they're doing. Big up.
People, this is another episode of Curious VG. Go and follow Frankie. I'll leave all his links down below. Keep following the boys and keep subscribing and peace, people.
Peace.